You must heard stories like this. Someone vibe code an app, and in the next month, they're starting to make tens of thousands, even hundreds of $1,000s. And look at that, you'll be like, that's a great idea. I also want to do that. Congratulations. You're definitely doing the right thing in the stage of AI in 2026. But what if I tell you that, let's say you already have an app finished built? There is still one thing standing between you and you actually launching it. And if you skip this step, legally and technically, you are not able to launch it or making money out of it. That is setting up an appropriate business structure for your vibe coding business. And I feel very few people talking about this step in most of the vibe coding tutorials. So today, let's dive into that together. Hi, my name is Dexter. I am a business and philosophy double major student at Minerva University. And after AI agents came out, I started to vibe code several apps and services. Some of them failed, and the rest of them are making me more than $20,000 a month. And from my personal practices and experiences, I truly believe that knowing how to do vibe coding is only a very small portion of the whole work. If your goal is, to set up a doable business that potentially generate a lot of money for you. And that is why I started this series called Beyond Vibe Coding. I want to share my thoughts about what other skills you need to master if you want to build a successful vibe coding business. And today, let's talking about setting up business infrastructures. And I don't want to overcomplicate things. In this background of vibe coding, this type of business, we are literally asking you, do you want to do this business as an individual or you want to register a company to do that? And there is one question behind that question is, what is your goal? And if your goal is simply turn your idea into an app, you want to see what AI can do, you want to explore here and there, or you want to set up a vibe coded business, but you are not sure that whether your idea going to work, then I strongly encourage you to do this as individual, like skip all the complicated company registration procedures. It's more quicker and they save you time and money. But there are two things I want to mention here that if you want to do this as an individual, you need to take care of. The first is privacy. So once you publish your app, your legal name is going to appear on the Apple Store. And if one day you start charging your customers, like subscription, your name are going to show up on their receipt. So this is actually a, like a privacy issue that you want to think about that. And the second thing is about tax. Since you do this whole business as an individual, you have the full obligation and responsibility to fill out the tax form. According to different countries and regions, there are different laws, but tax is on your own. So besides those 2 points, I think starting as an individual is definitely the quicker and more cost-efficient choice. A quick pause here. If you're also interested in AI and vibe coding, or you're just interested into business, please subscribe me. I'll be sharing more of my thoughts and understanding based on those topics. Let's move on. However, if you're truly passionate about this, like you already know that this is the AI stage and you want this vibe coding become at least your side hustle and maybe even your career, or if your idea is already pre-approved by the market and you're very confident, then you should definitely plan to register a company at this very beginning of your project. Because a company can give you a very organized structure from day one for compliance, for further tax problem, and the structure that will save you a lot of time and money in the very late stage while your business is growing. But there is one thing I want to mention is that you need to start the registration process very early. My recommendation is start this as the same day you start Vibe Coder app because the whole procedure is going to take about 5 to 6 weeks. A lot of people underestimated how complicated and time consuming the company registration process could be. Some of my friends, they waited until their app is fully built and then started to apply for company registration. And they need to wait for another a month and a half that their app just sat there. They cannot even publish it. So this is really a project management problem and it's about saving the time. Now, depending on what country you come from, like what country you want to do this business, there are so many different type of company that you can register. For example, in the US, they have LLC, they have C-Corp and S-Corp. Um, there's a lot of things, and every country have its own version of these. I am definitely not the expert on this, so my advice is do some research and find an agency that can handle all of this for you. Yes, it costs money, but I mean, it buys you some time that you can actually focus on building your own business. And as a startup founder, we always want to, use money to buy time. That is very good trade. During your company registration process, you'll need to pay extra attention to three different documents. The first is your tax document. In the US, it's called a EIN number. It's issued by the IRS. And if you go through an agency, it usually just like come along with your registration. And it takes about a week and a half to get it done. The second is you need to apply for a DUNS number. It's a weird name, but that's basically a ID for your company if you want to publish a product online. And you will definitely need this when you apply for developer accounts later. And the third one is a bank account. Like that's simple to understand. That's where your money gonna land. So with those three documents, you can start register your iOS developer account and your Google Play console, and finally upload your app. And depends on like what country you come from, what country you want to do this business. The whole steps can cost a different amount of money and takes a different amount of time. But on average, like using US as an example, it's gonna cost you about $600 and takes about 6 weeks of time. So this is what I really want to share with everyone who want to do this vibe coding business. Take this time and this cost seriously and plan everything accordingly. This is all I want to share today, and I hope you good luck with your own business. Please subscribe me. The next episode is also about beyond vibe coding. See you next time.